Hello ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here, and welcome back to some more Magic Arena gameplay. Today we're going to be taking another look at Green Stompy, this time exploring a blue splash instead of a black one. The major game plan hasn't changed with the addition of blue to the deck. We still want to play out huge undercosted threats and beat the opponent about the head and neck with them. However, in this iteration, changing black to blue is not the only adjustment that's been made. The biggest difference, which you may have already noticed, is that this version favors Verdurous Gearhulk over Ghalta Primal Hunger. Both cards have their strengths and weaknesses. Ghalta is ridiculously huge and can often win the game on its own, especially versus another aggro deck. It is, however, sometimes very difficult to cast if your opponent is able to keep your other creatures in check. Against a suite of removal spells, it can be quite difficult to get enough power on the board to significantly lower Ghalta's casting cost. Gearhulk, on the other hand, always costs 5, and if you have even one other creature out to put counters on, then you at least get to leave something behind, even if it does die. And speaking of dying, that brings us to Gearhulk's weakness versus Ghalta, other than the size difference of course, which is that it's a bit more vulnerable to removal since it's also targetable by artifact destruction spells. So, what does the blue add to the deck? Well, not a ton to the main actually, though the same can also be said of the black splash. Commit to Memory gives us a bit of a counter/permanent removal hedge, while Cartouche of Knowledge allows us to take to the skies while replacing itself. It also makes the creature slightly larger. The biggest impact is in the sideboard, but we will get to that in a bit. The creature base remains largely the same, with a few numbers shifted around in a couple of additions. Our 1-drop slot is still Llanowar Elves and Greenbelt Rampager, giving us acceleration to play our beef a bit quicker and an efficiently costed 3/4 body. In the 2-drop slot, we are running Servant of the Conduit for more acceleration as well as making Rampager a bit easier to cast, and Thorn Lieutenant as a resilient early threat that can leave behind a token if targeted and scales well into the late game thanks to its pump ability. Our 3 drops include the ever-ubiquitous Steel Leaf Champion and Ronus the Indomitable, and are joined this time by Rishkar Pima Renegade for even more pump effects and mana acceleration. In the 4-drop slot is the creature that makes black-based decks tremble in fright, Vinemare. It's also quite okay versus non-black decks thanks to its hexproof, though we generally want to side out some number versus other green-based decks. We're still running a couple of Heart of Kiran as an additional evasive threat, and a triplet of Adventurous Impulse to help us smooth out our draws. The mana base features 8 blue-green duals as well as a pair of Ether Hubs, 1 Hashep Oasis for utility, and 11 basic forests. Moving on to the sideboard, we will begin with the blue additions. 4 Negate and an extra Commit to Memory help us out versus Control in general, and seem to be a better plan versus the Turbo Fog decks than the black alternatives, as generally if you can counter a Fog at the right time, it's just game over for the opponent. Also for Control or other removal heavy decks, we have a couple of Blossoming Defense, as well as Vivian Reed for card draw and removal utility. A pair of Sorceress Spyglass for activated abilities that we can't answer easily, most often Teferi Hero of Dominaria and Azcanta the Sunken Ruin. And finally, a few cards to bring in versus aggro decks, Aethersphere Harvester and Thrashing Brontodon, though Brontodon can also come in versus artifact or enchantment heavy decks as well. That, my friends, is the deck list. Now, let's play some big boys and smash some face, shall we? Well, this will be the last competitive constructed that we can do, at least for a while. They said it will come back eventually, but is going away for now, so let's jump in. This seems not keepable. Let's mulligan it. That's a bit better. Hopefully we can find a land with the Adventurous Impulse. We'll keep this. Vinemare to the bottom, please. A forest off the top would also be awesome. That's not what that is, unfortunately. Again, untapped land would be great. That way we could drop Servant. Metallic Mimic. This is probably mono black zombies then. Yep, named zombie. Alright, give me a land, please. Well, I suppose that will do. We are very far behind now, unfortunately. Also, versus the green-black version of this deck that we've played in the past, Zombies is a pretty bad matchup. I imagine it doesn't get much better with the addition of blue to the deck. Alrighty. So I suppose we go with Servant, trying to advance our mana. Hopefully they don't have the kill spell for it, but it looks like they probably do. They had their mouse cursor over it for a while at least. Yep, bye-bye, Servant of the Conduit. We barely knew you. Walk-in Ballista? Haven't seen a lot of those in zombie decks. Alright, getting pretty low here. I mean, at least the Rampager can stick, right? So there is that. I don't see us getting back into this game, though, just in all honesty. About the most we can hope for here is that we can hold them at bay for a turn. Okay, well, we didn't hold them at bay for a turn. Let's take some damage here. Go down to 7. Very close to just being dead. And we are dead. Let's not show our opponent any more cards, shall we? Alrighty, so we probably want to go bigger than them. As such, we want Brontodon and not Vivian Reed. What am I doing? And Ethersphere Harvester for the life gain. Probably take out Heart of Kirin. Take out Commit to Memory 2. Don't think the blue is going to add very much to this matchup for us. And we will cut 1 Adventurous Impulse. And I'm not certain if that's correct, but we'll give it a shot. Well, this is, again, kind of unfortunate. I have not been having these bad draws in my testing. But I think we're going to keep this with the 2 elves. Hopefully they don't chain off Fatal Pushes and kill them both. If we top deck an untapped land, we can go turn 2 Steelleaf Champion. So there is that. Which with the forest, any land we top deck should be untapped. Alright, let's hope our elf lives. Also hope for a land off the top. But even if no land, please let the elf live. Alright, why are you duressing me? I mean, we're going to lose our Cartouche of Knowledge for sure. But if that's not main deck, why would you ever bring in Duress versus an aggro deck? Well, there's our land. Awesome. Let's go for Steelleaf Champion. Hope they don't have a Walk the Plank. Wouldn't mind drawing another land. That way we could Brontodon plus Elves, and then the next turn, Verdurous Gearhulk. Graveyard Marshal. Okay. Well, I think we will attack. They may block. I kind of doubt it. They choose not to, so we're going to advance our mana here. I would like to play this Gearhulk next turn if possible. Diregraph Ghoul, that's fine, it can't block this turn. Looks like our opponent is also stuck on 2 lands, however, our creatures make mana. We will not be blocking that, thank you very much. What we will be doing is playing a Verdurous Gearhulk. And doing that. And swinging for a bunch. Death Baron? Not sure that's enough, my friend. So we attack with everything. They can block here. They can block here. Blocks here. 5, 6. I think we just swing. Yep. Coming at ya. Right, Gearhulk is trample, so that's lethal. Yep, that'll do. Alright, pretty happy with how we sideboarded. Let's resubmit. Alright, this is a bit better than the hand that we've had so far. I think anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's keep it. So we will go turn 1, bounce, turn 2, turn 3. This feels okay. Alright, Mimic there. That's going to help our opponent out quite a bit. Another land. Please no more land stack. That is quite sufficient for the moment. Death Baron, okay. Well, that's a death touchy boy. So we're not going to be able to attack in. Vine Mare is an okay draw. We'll go with Steel Leaf Champion. And no attackers. Think we're about to lose our Steel Leaf Champion here. Yep. It got pushed off of the plank. Looks like just Death Baron's coming. We will not be blocking. Aethersphere Harvester's pretty good. Let's go to attacks first. I wouldn't mind trading with this Mimic, so let's swing with the Lieutenant. Alrighty, well, we got in there, so let's go Harvester. Plus Rampager. And we get to keep the Oliphant. Getting cast down. Alrighty. That's a dead Heffalump. Lord of the Accursed. I feel like we're getting outgunned here. As I said, this has not been a very good matchup in my experience, so let's get low, going down to 9. Gearhulk, though. That could help. We have to crew first if we want to put the counters on the Harvester. We can't crew in response because this is a targeted ability. We have to target its ability before we can do anything else. I want all of them on there. Let's attack. And I would like to gain the life, please. Alright, I feel a little bit better now. If we could draw more energy or a second Gearhulk off the top and they have no instant speed removal, that would be awesome. Right, just the Lord. We will not block that. We don't win that fight. Scrounger, sure. Alright, our turn. Please no instant speed removals, friend. See, this is trample. I think... think we go with Elf pre-combat. Go ahead and crew there. Try to get in there for 7. Looks like they've got something. Yep, they have a cast down. More's the pity. Alrighty. Well, if that's removal, we're going to be sad. But for now, we're going to play Ronus, since Gearhulk makes it able to block. No attackers. What the what? Can't block unless you control another zombie. Alright, that's a big bad boy. No doubt about that. Alright, Vine Mare. It feels like our hopes and dreams ride on you. Which they can trade their metallic mimic for it. I think we're going to pass the turn. We need Ronus to block this thing. Alright, nothing from them. Oh, babies. That was a spicy meatball. So we're going to put 2 counters each on the Vine Mare and the Ronus, I think. Yep, that'll do. That will keep their mimic from killing the Vine Mare when they block with it. And Ronus can eat that 6/6 or the 4/5 and live. Yep. Oh wait, I am silly. That thing is Death Touch because of the Death Baron. That was a big mistake on my part. I messed up. Another Lord of the Accursed. Now everything's bigger. Which we couldn't just sit back either. Because eventually they're going to draw enough lords that their stuff is just going to be ginormous. Adventurous Impulse. Okay, we'll try for that. Rishkar. Let's play out Rishkar. We'll put a counter on Rishkar. Actually, on Thorn Lieutenant and on one of these Gearhulks. Then we will go to attacks. And I'm going to swing with this Gearhulk. Still have Ronus's ability that we can activate, so that we can trade with anything they block with. And if it's anything besides this, we can trample over for a bit. Alright. Let's do that. Take them down to 9. We trade. Their stuff shrinks a bit. Alright, Still Leaf Champions, not bad. Let's go to combat. We're going to swing with this Gearhulk now. Actually, we're going to swing with Ronus too. Try to get them into Abyss mode here. Sadly, Ronus cannot pump himself, but... oh, if he could. Alright, that'll do. We'll pump the Gearhulk so that it trades with that Bone Slasher. Shrink their team. Ronus gets to stick around. Post-combat, we'll play out our Still Leaf Champion. And I feel like we're in decent shape now, despite my stupidity with the Mimic and the Vine Mare. Good game, my friend. Did we get this? We got it. Awesome. Alright. This seems like a perfectly serviceable hand. Let's keep it. We can go turn 1 Elf, turn 2 stick a Greenbelt Rampager if a better 2 or 3 drop does not present itself. Memorial to Glory. Okay. Oh, Llanowar Elf. Cartouche of Knowledge is also quite good. Give something flying, grow it a little bit, draw a card. Alright, land and pass from the opponent. Oh, Rishkar is definitely a better play than Greenbelt Rampager. Alright, looks like our opponent is on the life gain plan. I may be completely wrong, but I don't think that's going to work out very well for them. Resplendent Angel, sure. There's a Heart of Kieran. So we've got a lot of stuff that we could do here. I think what we're going to do is attack with Rishkar. And then we will play Cartouche of Knowledge on our Llanowar elves. And play out this Greenbelt Rampager. And end the turn. And now we're threatening to block the Angel with our elf. Alright, so they've got green in that deck too. Ashes of the Abhorrent. Can't cast spells. Sure. I have no problems with that. Let's go to combat here. Again, going to swing with Rishkar. Then I'm going to play out Vine Mare. And again, just hold the elf back to block. Next turn, we may finally pull the trigger on Gearhulk. Shall I? Alrighty. So one more green, and they can start putting counters on things. So I think we're going to tap Rishkar for mana. Then we'll play our Gearhulk. We'll distribute these counters like so. And then go to attacks. We're going to swing with just the Vine Mare. Vine Mare gets in there. We're going to pass the turn. Elf still holding back the Angels. Right, so no second green. So we don't have to worry about Shalai pumping their team. Angel of Invention. Right, looks like they're making servos. Another Heart of Kieran, eh? Well, again, we are going to tap Rishkar for mana. Going to play out our other Gearhulk. And we will do this again. That way they can't just double block with these servos to kill the Vine Mare. Going to attack with both of these. Going to attack with the Flying Elf as well. No, actually, hold it back to block. Right, looks like they just chumped the Vine Mare. That's perfectly fine with me. They're going to gain a life. I don't really care about that either. We're going to pass the turn. Don't want to tap this elf to play the Rampager again. We want to threaten blocks on these flyers. Alright, Authority of the Consuls. That's a little late to be super relevant. Another Ashes. Alright, so we could do several things here. We could pop Hush-Up Oasis on, say, this Gearhulk. Swing with everything. I think we're swinging with everything, just period. We're going to let them gain a life here because I think we're going to play Rishkar. To pump this Rishkar. And probably a Gearhulk. So let's tap that for colorless. Yep, I know it's legendary. Pump here. Pump here. Yep, gain some life. And then we'll go to combat. And we're going to swing with all of it. They've only got 3 mana up, so we don't have to be worrying about Settle the Wreckage. Heroic Intervention. Alright, interesting. So they can block and their stuff won't die. Alright, soaking up the Vine Mare. Alright, so they're going to kill the Vine Mare. They need to be careful or they could die here. These guys are trample. I don't know if they can block enough double blocking something. So double block here, then block both of these, and they'll take 12 and die. I don't think they can double block our Vine Mare and survive. Which they will gain 2 off of the Angel. It is lifelink, nothing else is though. So that's 11 getting through, which is exactly what health they'll have after the life gain. Yeah, that should be the game unless I've just miscalculated. Actually, it's even more than that once the trample figures in. Good game, my friend. Alrighty, so an interesting deck our opponent's playing. Not really certain what we want to bring in versus that. I almost want to bring in some negates for the heroic interventions and stuff. Maybe Thrashing Brontodon to deal with some of those enchantments. They weren't really bothersome though. Honestly, I imagine they have some enchantment-based removal. Let's hedge a little bit here. We'll take out Commit to Memory. We'll take out an Impulse. I'm just going to bring in a couple of Brontodons. Yeah, I just have no idea, so we'll go with less rather than more. Alright, this hand's a little slow, but it is also very powerful. However, the cards that they're running, Still Leaf isn't quite as good as it normally is. I still think we're going to keep it, especially on the draw. If we can draw an elf or a servant, any other 2-drop would be great. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Hello, friend. Yep, good game to you as well. We'll go with the Servant of the Conduit. Next turn, I think we'll go Renegade, maybe. That will let us also play Impulse. Of course, Still Leaf, we could do that too. Resplendent Angel. Okay, I do think we're going to go Renegade here. And we could play Impulse, but I think I would rather attack actually, so let's do that. Alright, got in there for 3. History of Benalia. Alrighty. So there's a lot of options this turn. We could double Still Leaf. I don't think we're going to be doing that. We could Gear Hulk. I think Gear Hulk's next turn. So let's Impulse first. Yeah, I'd like to have a Vine Mare. Then we will go to attacks. We'll swing with both of these. Now, I thought that was Vigilance, but apparently not. I was wondering why we didn't get attacked. Apparently because they think they might want to block. Alright, no blocks. Go with Still Leaf Champion. Second Knight, that's going to pop and pump all their knights up next turn. Pretty sure we're on the plan of Gear Hulk into swing for a blue billion. So let's do that. Want a counter on each of these. And we'll go swinging. And opponent has to block something to live. Or maybe not block, they have to deal with something to live. Looks like blocking is the plan. Double blocking on Rishkar, sure. Also blocking Still Leaf Champion. I'm perfectly fine with that. Good game, my friend. Alright, this hand looks perfectly serviceable. We get to go first. Let's keep. Would have loved it if we had a Land of War Elves, but you can't have everything all the time. Memorial to Unity, okay. Well, we'll go Forest into Servant. Next turn, probably Still Leaf Champion, though maybe Vine Mare, depending on what they deploy here. Alright, cycling Desert of the Indomitable. So, I think we're going to go with Vine Mare. Just more mana efficient. We could have also played Still Leaf and Swung, or played Still Leaf plus Adventurous Impulse. So they are a token deck, it looks like, with Shauna. Alrighty. Let's go Rishkar here. Pump those two. We'll go to swinging. Alright, getting in there, taking them to 11. Alright, up to 5 mana, including the elves. Song of Freyalise. Alrighty. Further cements my feeling that this is a very go-wide, tokeny sort of deck. So they've got 4 mana up. They could definitely be running Settle the Wreckage. I hope that's not the case. I would like to find a land to play, so let's start with Adventurous Impulse here. There's our land. Good deal. Let's go to attacks. And I'm going to swing with Rishkar plus Vine Mare. Spore Swarm. Okay. One of them on Vine Mare. Double blocking Rishkar. That's fine. That'll shrink Sisay back down to her normal size. Well, not normal per se, but back down to 2. Alright, decides just to block the Vine Mare, so Sisay's at 4. Or Shauna, Sisay's Legacy's at 4. Let's go for... Let's go for Still Leaf Champion. Then we could also play this. It would just bounce and make another energy. Let's play Adventurous Impulse instead. And we'll take Hinterland Harbor. That will enable us to cast Gear Hulk next turn without having to rely on creature mana. Alright, Watley.
Face me and be recognized by history.
So probably ticking up.
From the will of
nope,
many,
making Shauna very big. So we've got an 8-8 here. Alright, a 12-12. I think you're going to have a very hard time getting that thing to lethal. If you swing with her, I will not be blocking. Alright, no blockers. These things could still produce mana. So the winning play here, if they don't have a trick, is to Gear Hulk and put all the counters on Champion and it's lethal on its own. I think either way, even if they do have a trick, that's our best bet, so let's do that. Because if they can pump and then block, all the rest of these are still lethal, so we'll swing with everything. If they have a fog, we're in worse shape. All right, block on the Vine Mare. And opponent realizes they can't block the champion with a Saporling. So we got there. Okay, I have yet to play against a token strategy like this. Song of Frailes is bothersome. I think we want our Brontodons and our Harvesters. As such, I think we'll take out Heart of Kirin's, one Ronus. I want the single commit to memory sort of as a failsafe versus Whatley if she's threatening to ultimate. I suppose we'll take out a Vine Mare. It's not quite as good versus other green decks. Alright, this is a fine hand. We do need a couple more mana as we go along, but we will certainly keep it for now. We get to go turn 2 Thorn Lieutenant, potentially turn 3 Champion or Harvester. If we don't hit a land for that, we can cartouche our Thorn Lieutenant and start swinging. Well, there's an elf. I still think I would like to have the Hinterland Harbor in play instead of getting the elf. If we draw a forest, we might be a little sad. There's a Spore Crown Thallid. So they are very hard on the Saporling token synergy, it appears. We'll go with that and play out Thorn Lieutenant. There's a Shauna again. Holding that at bay. So I'm going to take a bit of a risk here. We're going to play Adventurous Impulse, trying to hit a land. We missed. I guess we'll take the Steel Leaf Champion and play out our Llanna War Elves. No attackers for now. Alright, they are stuck on 2 lands as well. Alright, I'm going to do this again. We have to hit a land sometime. There we go. Do that. So now the question is, Harvester versus Steel Leaf Champion. I think Steel Leaf Champion is just the better bet now with them stuck on 2 as they are. And I'll go ahead and attack with our Thorn Lieutenant. Yep, they're double blocking. That's fine with me. I think that the Lord is more threatening at this point than Shauna, so we'll kill it. Alright, still didn't hit a land, so let's go attacking. I'm going to swing with both of these. Alright, trading with our elf, that's perfectly fine with me. We'll play out another champion. And I feel like this game is essentially over now. Well, there's another Shauna. Let's go Impulse. Grab a Hinterland Harbor. We'll play that. Going to go ahead and play a Cartouche here. Gearhulk, okay. Land next turn would let us play that. Not that we actually need it. And sadly, opponent never hit a third land drop. Alright, I am happy with this too. Cartouche is currently uncastable, but Servant can turn it on. Ooh, looks like we may be up against something of a mirror match. Well, there's a Botanical Sanctum, so that'll work too. Alright, Forest into Steel Leaf Champion. Opponent has got a very good start here. So I think we will go Thorn Lieutenant here. Alright, Brontodon. We're going to be taking 5 down to 15. There's an Impulse. Let's go with Rishkar. We'll counter up there. We could play Adventurous Impulse. I think we'd rather hold these back to block for now, though. Alright, so green-red. Probably can expect things like Rekindling Phoenix and Glorybringer. Found another forest. There's Galta. Galta's a problem for us. There is no doubt about that. So I guess we double block the Steel Leaf Champion. We're probably just dead here. Down to 12, which conveniently is exactly what Galta's able to kill us from. So we can play Steel Leaf Champion. Play Heart of Kirin plus Servant. Yeah, I think we're just going to concede and not show our opponent anymore. So I think we want Commit. I think we want Harvesters too. Probably Brontodons as well. Just try to go a little more beefy here. So we'll be cutting Heart of Kirin. Some Vine Mares. Yeah, I think this is fine. I feel like we're at a disadvantage versus other green decks that are playing Galta over the Gear Hulk. Alright, this is a fine hand. We will keep this. Hopefully we will curve out as aggressively as our opponent did against us last game. Alright, mulliganing to 6. Alright, opponent mulligan to 6. That should help a bit. We'll lead off with our Llanowar Elf. Hello? Elf for the opponent too. Let's go with Steel Leaf Champion. Steel Leaf Champion from the opponent, sure. We'll go to combat, swing with our Steel Leaf Champion. Opponent blocks. That is fine. Let's play out Servant. Play out Rampager, which gets to stick. Vine Mare from the opponent. Alrighty. Let's go to combat. We're going to attack with our Rampager. Get in there. We'll play out Ronus. Alright, Nissa Vital Force.
Rise, my elemental friend. The land
looks like they're animating a land. Take 10 here. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We can't quite kill them next turn. I think we double block the Vine Mare here. That may be very wrong, but I feel like that we should do that. Then we will go with Rishkar. And we'll pump these two. That will make Ronus able to take out Nissa. Greenbelt can go straight at our opponent's face.
Let us talk of peace. Do not assume I am fragile.
Ronus of their own. Their Ronus is not turned on, though. Even with the elf tapping to pump itself, that doesn't give it enough power to let Ronus block. Lightning Strike, yep, they needed to do that or they were going to die. Ronus could pump and kill them. We can put them to 1 as is here. Alrighty. Well, let's go to attacks. Yeah, we'll hit for 4. Play out Harvester. And I think that's probably game. Whatever they play, if it turns on Ronus, we can just commit it and then swing for lethal. Alright, my turn. Let's go attacking. Alright, looks like they didn't have it. Yeah, I'm just going to resubmit this. Alrighty. I think we keep this. Opponent mulligan to 6 again here. Alright, kept the 6, kept the card on top. They don't have a first turn elf, so that's good for us. We do have a first turn elf, also good for us. Alright, nothing on turn 2 either. Well, if we hadn't drawn the champion, I would have said Impulse into elf, but I think the play here is definitely just Still Leaf champion. Alright, there's an elf. That's a couple of turns too late. Alrighty, so let's go for Impulse. I would like to find a land, please. No land, eh? Well, let's take a Servant. That's almost a land. They already know about it, so we might as well play it out. Then we'll go attacking. Right, Still Leaf champion for the opponent. So we could commit that, hit them for another 5. We could just play Ronus. Let's attack. I imagine that they're going to block. Alright. Get in there then. We will go Elf. Plus Ronus. Green mana, please, Servant. Alright, hit a red source and their 4th mana. Another champion. Rishkar, eh? I think we go Gear Hulk here and turn Ronus on. So make me some green mana, please, Servant. And we'll go here, here, here. And I want 2 counters on the Gear Hulk so that it can win the combat with Still Leaf champion. And we'll swing in. Alright, hit their land drop again. Vivian Reed. I'm wondering if our opponent sideboarded in Planeswalkers versus us. I think that's a mistake.
Get that out of here.
They did kill our Gear Hulk, but still, I think our opponent's just dead here. And we shall do that. Go ahead and kill Vivian. Alrighty, we will certainly keep this. Wish we were on the play, but it can't be helped. Elf into Steel Leaf is the nut. Blooming Marsh from the opponent. They could be on a Steel Leaf deck as well. Looks like that is not the case. So we lost our elf, sadly. Get to play out a lieutenant. Now we need some land, since we no longer have our mana dork. Another Trial of Ambition. Good deal. And we're stuck. There we go. Go ahead and play out champion. We'll just chain these off for a few turns here. The way opponent's going, though, they probably have answers. Well, there's a Gear Hulk. So 8/8 for them. We continue to hit our lands. So probably want to play out Ronus here. No attackers. Another trial. Alright, I guess I want to keep Ronus. And they choose not to attack, strangely. I figured they'd be coming at us. So I am going to attack. Wonder if they don't realize this is Death Touch. Maybe they didn't realize Ronus is Death Touch. Okay, or maybe they just wanted to Fatal Push my Steel Leaf champion. That seems like a really bad trade. Alright, now we have a Gear Hulk for next turn. Do we want to attack? I think we want to attack. I think we are the beatdown. So they are removal and ginormous green creatures is basically what's going on here. No blocks. Vine Mare, sure. Thorn Lieutenant, okay. So we can Gear Hulk here. Take 7, 8, 9. So if we don't block anything next turn, we die. Let's go for the Gear Hulk. And we'll do this. We'll put 2 on each of those. And then swing for 14. Yeah, they were planning on double blocking, but Thorn Lieutenant can't block Steel Leaf Champion. So if they've got removal for Gear Hulk on their top deck, then we're dead. Otherwise, we're in good shape. So 11, 12, 13, we are dead. If they put them all here. Yeah. And now swing with everything. Yep. Good game, my friend. Alright, another slightly strange build today. If one thing can be said about this session, it is that we have played against a variety of different decks. So I think we want Brontodons for sure. I think we may also want Commit. We want Harvesters. Commit can answer a Carnage Tyrant on the stack, though how often we'll have the open mana to do that, I'm not certain. So I think we want to cut our Vine Mares. We can cut Heart of Kirin. That would allow us to bring in Blossoming Defenses so that we can go just a little bit bigger than our opponent. We could cut something to bring in this second commit. I think we're just going to stick with the one. Yeah, we'll see how this does. Alright, we will certainly be keeping this. Hopefully they don't kill our elf this time. Alright, no Fatal Push or anything along those lines. Let's make some green mana and play out Steel Leaf Champion. There's a Fatal Push. Goodbye to our elf friend. We were lucky enough to go ahead and top deck another land, though. Let's go ahead and play out Ronus and commence the beats. Exile a creature we control, eh? I think we'll exile Ronus, since Steel Leaf can continue to swing no matter what here. So let's do that. We're going to play out a Servant just in case we top deck a Gearhulk next turn. That way we can cast it for sure. Thorn Lieutenant from the opponent. So we could pop Oasis on Servant to force them to block. I think I would rather just attack and play out Ronus. So let's do that. And also play out our Thorn Lieutenant here. Cartouche, sure. So that thing is lifelink now. Shrunk our Steel Leaf Champion down a bit. Well, I think we just attack with everything. Good game, my friend. And opponent sees it, chooses not to block. Thank you, my friend, for saving us the time. So the more I think about it, since they're playing the Cartouche and stuff, Commit seems better. That way we can bounce a creature that they enchant. Also as a good answer to, you know, various huge things. So to play that, I think we're going to cut a single Rishkar and bring in the other commit and resubmit. Sure. Not the best of hands. 3 servants isn't exactly what we're looking for, but I don't think we want to throw it back either. So as always, Elfie Boy onto the battlefield. Yep, bye-bye to Elf. Looks like opponents on the Trial of Ambitions train again this game. Let's play out our Servant. Thorn Lieutenant for them. Alright, got Botanical Sanctum. Let's just flood the board as much as we can. Would like to draw something a bit more beefy. Say, Gearhulk would be quite awesome. Vine Mare from the opponent. Another Servant. That's not exactly what I was asking for, game. Alright, we're going to pass here. We could play another Servant out. They have a Ronus. But I want the mana up to be able to pump so that Ronus can block Vine Mare if they choose to attack. Alright, they choose not to attack. So, Steel Leaf Champion, that activates Ronus. Can't really attack profitably through their Ronus. Go with Champion. Ends a Servant, and we are empty-handed. Just pass it over. Now would be a good time to draw one of those commits or Cartouche of Knowledges so that we can take to the air. Vine Mare. Millet. Trial of Ambition. Millet. Well, that's a big Jade Light Ranger. Alright, thinks better of attacking with Ronus. Theirs would just bounce off of ours. Well, we got lots of lands. So we could attack, punt, they would eat it, we'd get in a point or two. That seems bad. Let's just pass the turn. Hopefully we'll draw something that's not land fairly soon. Well, opponent's got 2 cards in hand they aren't playing out. It's kind of scary. There's another Ronus. That's not exactly what I was wanting, deck. Pass the turn. Alright, land for the opponent. Guess we're just passing back and forth, staring at each other. That's a little bit better. So, we're going to set a stop on their upkeep. No attackers. Actually, draw step. We'll wait till they draw, then we'll commit this Ronus. Hopefully they're not holding a second one in hand. They have a contempt for our Ronus. Sure, you got it. And the reason we did that during their draw step is so that they would be without it for one more turn. Well, let's go for Impulse first here. Sure, Still Leaf Champion sounds pretty good. Let's play out another Ronus. Then let's go attacking. Going to attack with our Still Leaf Champion. Alright, trading with their Jade Light Ranger, that's fine. Go ahead and make green manas. And play out our other Still Leaf Champion. And end the turn. Fatal Push. Alright, you got me. Hopefully they'll attack here. We can still block with Ronus. We still have mana up. Alright, they realize to choose not to attack. There's another Vine Mare. Our turn here. So, I feel like we should start attacking with some Servants of the Conduit. So, let's do that. Swing with 2 of these. Yep, we will Ronus up there. Ronus up there. Trade with those Thorn Lieutenants. Then we'll make some green mana and play out our Llanowar Elf. And if opponent wants to attack here, we could take 10, we could chump. Now they have their Ronus back, so that's bad. We've got Memory. I do think we chump block one of these. We'll take 5. Lands is not what I'm in the market for. I also probably don't want to Memory. Just to be honest. Let's pass the turn. Alright, land for the opponent too. Isn't this an exciting game of Magic? Okay. Go to blocks. We'll block here, here, and here. Yep, we'll take some trample damage. Down to 5. Thorn Lieutenant, okay. So we could pump this and swing with Ronus. That kind of leaves us vulnerable to their Ronus if they top deck a big creature, so let's pass the turn just to be safe. Like that Vine Mare. Yep, looks like they're passing it back. Another Thorn Lieutenant. Don't mind if I do. Can we get, you know, a Gear Hulk, another Commit to Memory, something along those lines? That would be very good. No attacks. Carnage Tyrant. That's probably the game. Carney T's probably going to eat our face off. Cartouche, you are a bit late. Well, let's make a Thorn Lieutenant fly, I suppose. Draw a card here. Gear Hulk, that helps. Okay. Let's Gear Hulk then. Let's spread these out. And no attacks. And we still may be dead. Ronus and the Carnage Tyrant, all that trample. Second Carnage Tyrant. If we weren't dead before, we probably are now. Huh. So we can get in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for sure, but that's just, it's not enough. Adventurous Impulse. Brontodon doesn't really do anything. Rishkar is okay, I suppose. Sure, let's take a Rishkar. We'll go Rishkar. Do a counter here. And on Rishkar. So can we safely swing for 4? This is 14 points of trample. I don't think we can. Yep, I think we just have to pass. So they've got 2 activations on Ronus. So they could have 23 points of trample coming at us. I mean, we can kill these 2. Is opponent attacking? They are. Alright. Let's go to blocks. So block here. Block here. Ronus is the only one that can't gain trample. Let's have Rishkar block it. So double pump here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 5 and we're dead. I think we're just dead no matter what we do. Just wherever we block, they'll put the trample in a more appropriate place. So, yep. Pretty sure we're just dead. Good game, my friend. Just distribute your trample and kill us. Yep. How negative do we go? Not much at all, just exactly. Very well played, my friend. Alright, no 5-0 for us. Let's try for the 5-1. Alright, this hand's quite risky. but I think we're going to still keep it. Yeah, this is not a coward video. Let's keep it. Give us a land off the top deck. We got Land of War Elves too. If our opponent kills that, we're going to be super sad. Let's just hope that doesn't happen, right? Alright, no Fatal Push. That's good. Thorn Lieutenant. We didn't get a land, so guess we just do what we can. Still no land. Alright, let's just play our Rampager twice then. We're getting supremely punished here for the very greedy keep. Try to get in there for 2. Well, we connected. Think we're up against blue-black control here, maybe. Alright, getting cast down. We get an elf. That's fine. Oh, it is Esper, is it? Very well then. Let's try for the Rampager again. Alright, Esset scattered this time. That's fine, we got a backup. Go attacking. A land would be great at any point, deck. Thank you. I suppose I just had to ask politely. Let's try for Rishkar. Alright, getting syncopated. Let's swing for 4. Looks like opponent's stuck on 3. I dare say that getting stuck on lands may be more detrimental to them than us, but they just hit their 4th. So they could have settled the wreckage up here. Let's go for Cartouche on our Rampager. Alright, Heart of Kirin was really hoping for a land more than that. Let's swing with these 2. We'll hold our elf back. If we get settled, I'm not too very sad. Will allow us to actually cast other things, but nope, we're getting contempted instead. That's much worse. Alright, still stuck on 4 over there. Let's go attacking. Alright, get in there. Try for Heart of Kirin. Well, looks like Heart of Kirin's going to resolve. They're drawing some cards. I feel like we're not going to pull this out. Just being honest with you here. I think that we've piddled around for just way too long. Should not have kept that 1 land, 1 elf hand. Alrighty. Can we resolve Aronis? We cannot. Guess we'll get in for 1 then. Alright, opponent's making land drops now. So, can we resolve a Servant of the Conduit? Nope, Torrential Gearhulk's gonna say no. Getting scattered. Torrential Gearhulk's probably game. Alrighty. No blocks. Them attacking with that scares me quite a bit. Alright, can we resolve Aronis? Yep, that's what I was figuring. Do you have a counter that can do it, though? You can commit it again? Yep, that's what you're doing. We have lost this game now. We have to block one of these, I think. Not that that's going to let us get back into the game, but... Hello, Ronus. I feel like I've seen you at some point today. Couldn't for the life of me imagine why I feel that way. Alrighty then. Good game. Well, let's not keep a hand like that again, shall we? Let's bring in our counter magics. Bring in our Planeswalker. Not sure Sorceress Spyglass is worth bringing in. I imagine they have Teferi. I don't know that for sure, though. I don't know why you would play white in a blue-black control deck except to play Teferi. Don't think we need the Cartouche of Knowledges. We're not really needing to fly over our enemies' ground dorks. I think we can afford to cut Rishkar. We'll cut one Ronus. And cut one Adventurous Impulse. And submit this. This hand's horrible. Go away. Alright, opponent mulligan 2, we'll keep this. Again, certainly not the best, but not something I'm willing to mulligan. Maybe I should have sideboarded out the Greenbelt Rampagers. They're not as good versus control. We'll keep it for now, though. We can get it onto the battlefield on turn 2 with this hand. Go Sanctum into Elf. Don't Fatal Push my Elf opponent. Thank you. Well, let's triple play Rampager. Uh-huh. And now you get to stay. Alright, let's go attacking. Get in there. Probably have a counter spell, but we gotta try. Yep, Syncopate. That feels real bad. Ronus is okay. Let's go attacking. We'll swing with everything. And try for Ronus. Yep, get scattered. Well, opponent's stuck on 3 again. That could be good for us. Swing for 4. Connect. Try for Servant. Disallow, that feels okay. We're going to hold the hub. Just not let them know the last card in our hand's a land. If we draw a Gear Hulk, we can play it and attempt the Gear Hulk. Let's go for Impulse first here. Sure. Another Ronus. Let's go attacking. They don't have Settle the Wreckage mana. Got a cast down though, so we're hitting them for 1. I still don't think we play this out. Well, actually we do. Now that they've cast down, that lets us play around a Syncopate. If they hadn't played that, then it wouldn't have mattered because they could Syncopate no matter what we had out. See. Pump. Please don't have a removal spell. Feel like they've got a removal spell. They've got a commit. That's fine. Pump again. Hit you for 5. Well, let's try to kill the opponent. Submit. And we get there. Awesome. I did not think we were going to win that game. Yeah, so let's correct our sideboarding now. We want to take out our Rampagers, I think. Not as good versus the controlling decks, which means we want to bring back in Rishkars. And I think we're going to hedge with one of Spyglass. Again, we still haven't seen any Planeswalkers. There's a very good chance they've got them, though. This is a fine hand. Aside from the fact we need a forest so that these don't come into play tapped. Well, there's the forest. So, we've just got it all. Not really. Just being facetious there. Alright, Ether Hub. Well, let's play our forest and try for Rishkar. Well, our elf is getting fatal pushed. So Rishkar's got one target. Alrighty then, let's go attacking. Fire off the Adventurous Impulse here. Grab an elf. Since it's our only non-land choice there. Alright, well, opponent's stuck on 3 lands again. I'm just going to try for Gearhulk. And I should have tapped the elf. I did not expect Rishkar to tap for that. But sure. We'll do that. I want 2 counters on the elf. And then go attacking. So if I'd tapped the elf myself, then we'd be getting in for 1 more point of damage here. Alright, getting our Gearhulk cast down. Still got 7 power worth of creatures on the board. And it looks like they haven't hit their 4th mana. I am perfectly fine with that. Let's go attacking. Alright, pushing our elf. Connecting with Rishkar. Let's just go ahead and dump our hand. And I feel like we're going to win this game. I guess that was a good prediction. Well, I hate to win to mana screw, but I also don't like to lose, so there's the conundrum. Anyway. Torgar. I don't know why, I just love saying that way. Anyway, friends, here again is the deck list. As always, there will also be a link to the list in the description below if you would like to check that out for yourself. So after playing the deck during testing and then this session of recording and such, I do think I like the Verdurous Gearhulks. I mean, Galta is very big and impressive and very, very good versus red decks. But I like the fact that the Gearhulk's actually easier to cast a lot of the time if you don't flood the board with other creatures, and if you do your counters right, even if it gets killed, it leaves stuff behind. So I guess it's going to come down to which kind of flavor you like the best, because they both certainly have their advantages. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know in the comments, and by leaving a like below, it really does help tremendously. And of course, subscribe if you'd like to see more in the future. I have been Tevaron, and until next time, friends, be excellent to each other.